funny.
They're goofy, they don't make sense, and they're not funny?
Yep, yeah. But you're woke.
Man, I'm the worst. I am woke. On to the Packers now. There is no question what impact Aaron Rodgers will have on that offense, and yet it's the other side of the ball that has him excited. Aaron Rodgers says he likes the improvement he's seen on the defensive side of the ball, saying, quote, "It's good to have some new energy." CC, can a new look defense propel Rodgers and the Packers back to Super Bowl contention?
I believe not only the new look defensively, they just have not been good defensively for a long time. A lot of times I'm amazed because people don't look at things and look at the history of things. But when you go back and look at Aaron Rodgers, look at his playoff games, how he played, and how many points the defense gave up.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. I mean, how well he can play and they still lose the football game.
See, his first playoff game ever, he scored 45 points and they lost. His first game, the first taste of the playoffs against, I think it was Larry Fitzgerald, Kurt Warner, and the Cardinals.
Yep.
So to drop 45 in your first playoff game ever, go home with the loss. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
And for Green Bay for a long time, and even when we played Green Bay, there's a lack of physicality that the Green Bay Packers have had for a long time. Now, they went out when free agency, Reggie White, they went out and bought some physicality with Reggie White, and that brought them a championship. But if you look at the last 10 years, as far as defense, points scored, they have not been in the top 10. If you look at the lack of running game, so you getting ready to try to win a football game where defensively I ain't going to be physical, and I'm not going to run the ball and be physical. That's what Aaron Rodgers has been dealing with. So the people want to criticize Aaron Rodgers. They don't like Aaron Rodgers, don't like his attitude. This is what he's been dealing with. They've got a different defensive coordinator the last couple of years, and now what they've decided is they're getting ready to get big, and they're getting ready to get physical. Same thing New England did when at the end of the season, we're going to run the ball, and we're going to defend and depend on our defense. So that's what they've gotten back to. They've changed their defensive scheme. They've changed their personnel and how the players look. Now, if they can just give Aaron some help on the offensive side, the physicality of running the ball, Green Bay can be that championship team that they were the last time they had a top 10 defense, 2010, last time they won a Super Bowl.
And this is why I can't just be a count the rings guy, even though with quarterbacks, how many Super Bowls you've been to, how many championships do you have? You have the most impact on winning. I get it. Aaron Rodgers' first 4 years as a starter, one of those years he won the Super Bowl. The other 3 years in the playoffs, his team allowed 51, 37, and 45 in their losses. Okay, how about the last 3 playoff losses he's had? You had the game to go to the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, where there's the onside kick, then you can't get the stop in overtime, Russell Wilson game-winning touchdown pass. The next year, Aaron Rodgers completes not 1, 2 Hail Marys on the same drive to force overtime. Yeah. Can't get a stop. They lose in overtime. The next year, conference championship game again, 31-0. A minute into the second half against Atlanta. There's just no resistance from the defense whatsoever. There had to be a feeling of helplessness, which is why Rodgers talked about this week to Chris Sims, I think it was, talked about their additions, talked about the outside linebackers they added, talked about that defensive front. He mentioned second year under Mike Pettin. Like, he knows that division, that weather, all those things that, as great as he is, if the expectation is got to score 40 in January in Lambeau, we're going to be in trouble.
It's why he doesn't trust anyone. He's had to do everything by himself for the last couple of years, so he doesn't buy that anyone else is coming in or trust that anyone's going to help him. But just quickly explain why a good defense could help out a quarterback and could make life easier for Aaron Rodgers.
Well, for one, you're going to get more possessions. They're going to give you more turnovers. You can be on a short field. But what it takes out of the opposition when they know that there's a physical defense, when they know that, you know, we're not going to be able to run up and down, then Aaron becomes more important. You turn the ball over two or three times,
right.
Give Aaron those extra possessions, but the physicality of football, you cannot take tackling and hitting out of football, and now they have the type of defense that can present that physicality.
All right, good stuff. Take a break. Coming up, a little basketball. Can James Harden live up to his championship promise?